Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. Apologies, it's been a hot minute, but without further ado, let's get into it. The first animal being the northern jacana. Also known as the American jacana, or the Jesus bird, is a species of wading bird in the family Jacanidae, which is native throughout Panama, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Mexico, Arizona, Florida, and Texas. They are famous for their huge feet and claws, which enables them to walk on floating vegetation in shallow lakes, swamps, marshes, and ponds, which are their preferred habitat. Here they feed upon insects, snails, worms, crustaceans, small fish, mollusks, and seeds. Jacana are themselves preyed upon by snakes, crocodilians, snapping turtles, and various large birds and mammals. Both sexes of the northern jacana average around 8 inches or 240 millimeters in length with a 20-inch or 508 millimeter wingspan. However, females are nearly twice as heavy at around 5 to 6 ounces or 140 to 170 grams in weight compared to males at 3 to 4 ounces or 85 to 113 grams. The northern jacana has a dark brown body with a black head and neck. The bill has a white base with yellow patches, and its forehead has a yellow wattle. The legs and feet are greenish gray, and when a jacana is in flight, its yellowish-greenish primary and secondary feathers are visible. Also visible is the yellow bony spurs on the leading edges of the wings, which they can use to defend themselves and their young. Particularly unusual amongst birds, this species sports a polyandrous society in which female jacana maintain harems of males. Said female jacana compete with each other through elaborate calls, displays, and acts of physical, often aerial aggression. The winner of these fights gets to maintain a territory where she will pair bond and mate with 1 to 4 males. Breeding occurs in the rainy season, during which time males construct floating nests out of whatever plant material they can find. Here the female will lay a clutch of 4 brown eggs with black markings. The eggs are then incubated by the males for 28 days, and after hatching they are cared for by all parents, fledging around 8 weeks of age and become fully independent after a year. Next up is the fishing cat, or Priononaurus viverans, or viverinus, is a species of mid-sized wildcat native to Southeast Asia, where it can be found throughout the countries of Nepal, Pakistan, India, Myanmar, Thailand, Bangladesh, Cambodia, and the island of Java. Here they inhabit wetlands, marshes, swamps, lakesides, tidal deltas, and mangrove forest. They are a solitary, nocturnal, and semi-aquatic creature capable of swimming considerable distances even underwater. They are also capable climbers that typically sleep in trees or in other vegetation up off the ground. As its name suggests, the fishing cat's primary main source of prey is fish, which can comprise up to 2/3 of the animal's diet. Fishing cats are also known to feed upon crustaceans, insects, mollusks, small mammals, birds, snakes, lizards, and amphibians, as well as carrion. Reach around 30 to 43 inches or 77 to 108 centimeters in length, and weighing around 10 to 35 pounds or 5 to 17 kilograms in weight. The fishing cat is the largest cat in the Priononaurus genus and is about twice the size of a domestic cat. It sports a stocky and muscular body with short legs, big webbed feet, short rounded ears, and large and completely sheathed claws. The coat is deep yellowish gray in color with black lines and spots. 2 stripes are on the cheeks and 2 above the eyes running to the neck with broken lines on the forehead. It has 2 rows of spots all around the throat, and as an aquatic adaptation, the fur is layered. A short, dense layer provides a water barrier and thermal insulation, while another layer of protruding long guard hairs provides its pattern and glossy sheen. The mating season occurs from January to February, and after a 63 to 70 day pregnancy, mothers give birth to litters of around 2 to 3 kittens. The young are weaned by 6 months, but stay with their mother until 10 months old. Under ideal conditions, a fishing cat will reach 6 months around 15 to 18 months of age and may live upwards of 10 years. Next up is the blue catfish, also known scientifically as Ictalurus furcatus. is a large species of North American catfish, which is named to the Mississippi River drainage, including the Missouri, Ohio, Tennessee, and Arkansas rivers, as well as the Des Moines River in south central Iowa, the Rio Grande, and along the southern Gulf Coast to Belize and Guatemala. These fish have also been introduced to a number of reservoirs, lakes, and rivers, and are now found throughout much of North America due to their hardiness, ability to tolerate a wide range of climate, as well as being able to handle brackish, low oxygenated, and polluted waters. They are opportunistic omnivores which feed upon a variety of water plants, carrion, mollusks, crustaceans, amphibians, and smaller fish. Sorry, I'm having trouble breathing. Blue catfish are themselves eaten by alligators, snapping turtles, crocodiles, bears, eagles, ospreys, herons, and larger fish, reaching up to 5.5 feet or 100 centimeters in length and 150 pounds or 68 kilograms in weight. The blue catfish is the largest species of North American catfish, and blue catfish are heavy-bodied fish characterized by their bluish-gray color and dorsal hump. They sport long barbels and deep forked tail. They have a protruding upper jaw, and the blue catfish are highly productive breeders which spawn from late May into June, mostly in deep streams or small river tributaries. Females produce 4,000 to 8,000 eggs per kilogram of body weight, so a 10-pound catfish can produce around 20,000 eggs. The female lays said eggs inside of hollow logs, under rocks, or in any other structures that are along the bottom, like sunken boats, for example. Both male and female catfish guard the nest after the eggs are deposited until they hatch. Under ideal conditions, a blue catfish will reach sexual maturity around 24 inches in length and may live up to 40 years. Next up is the Arabian Oryx, also known as the white oryx. It is a medium-sized antelope in the family Bovidae, which once historically roamed throughout much of the Middle East, but due to hunting and habitat loss became extinct in the wild in 1972. Thankfully, a few herds exist in zoos and private collections, and with the combined efforts of the Phoenix Zoo, the Fauna and Flora Preservation Society of London, the World Wildlife Fund, Sheikh Jabbar Abdullah Al Sabah, and King Saad bin Abdul Aziz, a captive breeding and reintroduction program known as Operation Oryx was launched and managed to save the species. Today, over 1,000 Arabian oryx can be found in the deserts and steppe grasslands throughout Oman, Saudi Arabia, Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Jordan. I keep having trouble breathing. With around 7,000 additional Arabian oryx in captivity worldwide. They live in herds of around 5 to 15 individuals, although herds up to 100 strong have been known to form, at least historically. And these herds may travel across wide areas in search of food, like grass, shrubs, buds, herbs, fruits, tubers, and roots. Sorry. Arabian oryx are preyed upon by wolves and striped hyenas, standing around 3.3 feet or 1 meter tall at the shoulder and weighing around 150 pounds or 70 kilograms. It is the smallest member of the genus Oryx. It is characterized by a distinctive shoulder hump, long, straight, ringed horns, and a tufted tail. The coat is a luminous white, and the undersides and legs are brown, and black stripes occur where the head meets the neck and across the forehead, the nose, the mouth, and the base of the horns, as well as the eyes. Arabian oryx are a polygamous species which breeds year-round, and after a 240-day pregnancy, mothers will typically give birth to a single calf. Under ideal conditions, an Arabian oryx reaches sexual maturity around 2.5 to 3.5 years of age and may live up to 20 years. Next up, we have the lesser fruit fly, Drosophila melanogaster, also known as the vinegar fly, the promise fly, the common fruit fly, or simply the fruit fly. It is a species of fly in the family Drosophilidae, which is originally endemic to Africa, but has since spread to every continent on Earth, with the sole exception of Antarctica, as well as nearly every island on Earth. They are found in a wide variety of habitats and are only really limited due to the temperature and availability of water. As their name implies, lesser fruit flies feed primarily on fruit, as well as vegetables and the leaves, flowers, and stems of various plants. They are themselves eaten by a wide variety of other insects, arachnids, crustaceans, fish, carnivorous plants, amphibians, birds, reptiles, and small mammals. The fruit fly is normally a yellow, brown, or tan color and is only around 3 millimeters in length and around 2 millimeters in width. The shape of the common fruit fly's body is what one would normally imagine for a species in the order Diptera. Has a rounded head with large red compound eyes, 3 smaller simple eyes, short antennae. Its mouth has developed for sopping up liquids and has a chitinous exoskeleton comprised of 3 main body segments, a single pair of wings, and 3 pairs of segmented legs. The female is slightly larger than the male, and there are black stripes on the dorsal surface of the abdomen, which can be used to determine the sex of an individual, with males having slightly darker stripes. Reproduction in Drosophila is rapid and year-round. A single pair of flies can produce hundreds of offspring within a couple weeks. The offspring become sexually mature within 1 week, and the female lays around a dozen eggs at a time, which she places on fruit. These soon hatch into fly larvae, which are maggots, and start to consume the fruit which they were laid. Under ideal conditions, a lesser fruit fly will live 3 to 4 months. Next up is Barons montella, also known as the variegated golden frog or the Madagascar poison frog. It is a species of small poisonous frog in the family Motellidae, which is native to the eastern and central Madagascar, inland from the east coast, spanning north to south from the Pyrenean Mountains to the south, and south to the Angritiratra, or Andrigitra. It is a moderately social species which communicates via intense sequences of short single-click notes throughout the day and inhabits rainforests, swamps, montane forests, bamboo groves, riverine woodlands, and agricultural orchards. They are diurnal predators that feed upon ants, crickets, beetles, isopods, spiders, and mites. By ingesting these various poisonous and venomous arthropods, Montella frogs are able to repurpose and secrete said toxins as pharmacologically active alkaloid concentrations in their skin, in turn making the frogs themselves poisonous to potential predators. The intensity of this poison alkaloid can flux both temporally and geographically depending on the frog's dietary diversity. Reaching around 1 to 1 1/4 inches in length, or 28 to 32 millimeters, Barons montella is the second largest species of montella after the green montella, with females being slightly heavier than males. The head and flanks are solid black, and there's a yellowish rostral stripe that is apparent, generally ending past the eye. The front limbs are yellow to green, with this coloration connecting up the flanks to a large rounded flank blotch. These flank blotches occasionally expand across the back and connect to the opposite side blotch, resulting in a more yellow dorsal area. The hind limbs are orange with irregular black stripes. The belly, the throat, and the limbs are black and marked with a few yellow to greenish, occasionally bluish blotches. Females may lay up to 130 unpigmented eggs in a single clutch, and almost always do so near a source of water, so when it rains, it washes the resulting tadpoles into the water source. Under ideal conditions, a Barons montella will reach sexual maturity around 1 year of age and live upwards of 8. And our extinct animal of the week is one of my personal favorites, which is Scutosaurus, which is an extinct genus of Paleozoic parareptile, which lived throughout what is now Russia from the Guadalupian to the Longapang epochs of the Permian period, some 264-251 million years ago. The first fossils of Scutosaurus were uncovered by Russian paleontologist Vladimir Amalizky and his wife Anne in the upper Permian settlements of the northern Dnipro River, Argohsk district, northern European Russia. From 1899 to 1914, the pair would excavate numerous nearly complete articulated skeletons of numerous species. However, because of World War I, they wouldn't be able to be officially described until 1917 by British zoologist David Meredith Sears Watson, who dubbed the animal Paleozoic Karpinsky Amalizky, giving credit to the Amalizkys for their work. In 1930, Soviet paleontologist Alexandra Polonova on Hartmann-Wingberg found the prehistoric material of the northern Denva to represent only one species, and thus that this species was distinct enough from other prehistories to justify placing it in a new genus, which she dubbed Scutosaurus, with the genus name of Karpinsky. Since then, numerous additional remains, including 6 fairly complete skeletons, have been recovered, making Scutosaurus the most completely known plesiosaur. Reaching some 8 to 10 feet in length, or 2.5 to 3 meters in length, and weighing around 1,700 to 2,600 pounds, or 770 to 1,180 kilograms in weight, Scutosaurus were amongst the largest land animals, not only during the Permian, but the Paleozoic as a whole. Like other prehistories, it sported a short, stout body and a short tail. Unlike other prehistories, Scutosaurus' leg orientation was more so that they were held under the body as opposed to out to the side. This gave it a much taller stance and more freedom of movement. Scutosaurus had a heavy frame of bones supported by a network of powerful muscles. In turn, these muscles were covered by a tough hide that was covered in osteoderms for enhanced armor, providing it with its best defense as it was not an animal built for speed. Scutosaurus had exceptional hearing and may have been able to bellow loudly to call to others of its species. In life, Scutosaurus would have likely traveled in small herds as they searched and fed upon any vegetation they could find in the vast global deserts of the time. As always, take care to my guys, gals, and non-binary pals.